Welcome back, everyone, and I hope that you enjoyed core workout 1, which was standing core engagement. And this video is going to be beginner exercises on your back. Now, if getting up and down off the floor is difficult for you, make sure to go back to that core exercises 1, which is all standing exercises. But let's get started. So I'm going to start. I have socks on because I want my feet to be able to slide on the floor. You can also use a towel at the end of your mat. And I'm going to start by folding my mat under at the end. And that is going to give me the room to slide my feet on the floor. So begin by just laying back. Starting a good comfortable position. Feet about hips width apart. And you can spread your arms if you need to stabilize a bit here. But we're going to start just by sliding our heels on the floor. So pick your toes up, flex your feet towards you, and this gives you more leg engagement. And just gently let your legs slide away from you. And then it's nice and slow back towards you. So as opposed to doing a crunch, you're using your hip flexor muscles as well as engaging the other muscles in your core. If you want to make this exercise easier, you can slide one heel at a time, using the other one to brace for stability. And if you want to make this exercise harder, you can also pick your legs up off the floor, like sitting in a chair position. And that certainly takes a little more engagement of your abdominal muscles. Try and keep your hips in the same position throughout, instead of letting your back roll flat to the floor and then rolling away from the floor. Try and keep a neutral, steady pelvis. Just moving gently through the exercise. And then you can unroll the end of your mat. Feet flat on the floor. Again, hips width apart is a great distance here, because this next one is a little rotation movement. So let your knees just fall off to the left side. And let your hips twist. Back up to the center. See how that back hip comes off the floor a bit? That's okay, because again, we're working on a little mobility in the hips and a little stretching between those low back and hip muscles. To make this exercise more difficult, again, we're going to pick our knees up, feet flexed and engaged, and roll your hips this way. Gently moving them towards the floor. Nice controlled movement back towards the center. And bring your feet back down or come back to a central neutral position. Our last exercise here is going to be a little baby back bend. Just little bridges. So move your feet up towards your hips, as close as comfortable. And slowly begin lifting a level neutral pelvis. Now there are several muscles at play here. So you'll feel a little bit coming from the back, hopefully quite a bit coming from your glutes. This is a great glute strengthener, so squeezing your glutes as you lift your hips helps to engage those muscles. To make it easier, just limit your range of motion. To make it more difficult, you can either bring your arms up overhead with this motion, or you can bring a leg off the floor and do single leg hip raises. If you're starting out,
Just a steady bridge will do just fine to help strengthen those back muscles. Well, that might be the last exercise. It's always good to do just a little low back stretch after any sort of extension like that. So just hug your knees in towards your chest. And here you can let your low back press against the floor. Do a little twist side to side. And on your inhale, release your legs back to the floor. Now, you're more than welcome to hang out in this position. Bring your feet just about to hips width apart. And this is called constructive rest pose. And whenever you're ready, be sure to roll to one side and sit up from there. That's also going to help save your neck, upper back from that jerking motion trying to get yourself up off the floor. So thanks for showing up to core exercises number 2, I suppose, and carry on.